A week after the fatal shooting of an 88-year-old woman by police in Atlanta, there are even more questions about what really happened. Who led officers to the woman's home is the subject of fierce debate even within the police department. Here's CNN's Rusty Dornan with that.
Katherine Johnston was buried today, 1 week after she was shot dead in a police raid. As family and friends mourned her, they were still asking, who's lying about what happened that day? We know this much. When police burst through Johnston's door, she fired a gun, injuring officers. They returned fire, killing her. But why did police raid the home of an elderly woman? They had told a judge an informant had bought drugs at the house earlier that same day, so they were granted a search warrant. But that informant says, no way.
I never went to the house. The police can't make me say I went to the house.
And there are more contradictions and questions. The day after Johnston was killed, Assistant Police Chief Alan Dreyer suggested it was an officer who bought drugs at that address.
An undercover went through, purchased narcotics.
6 days after the shooting, Atlanta's police chief says it was not an officer after all.
Our narcotics officers sent a confidential informant into a house. That person purchased drugs.
Dreyer had also spoken of another suspect.
There was an individual that was arrested at an earlier incident not related to this particular address right here.
Another search warrant issued after Johnston was killed states another suspect was taken into custody inside the residence. So who was it?
I can't comment on that right now.
And why was there a no-knock warrant issued allowing police to enter the house without warning? Narcotics officers had claimed in the affidavit their informant had warned there were surveillance cameras at Johnston's house. But now police refuse to say whether they found any cameras. All 7 narcotics officers in the unit have been placed on paid leave.
The officers are saying one thing, the confidential informant is saying something else, and we don't know that. That's why I have asked for an independent review.
A review directed by the FBI and Georgia State investigators. Outside Katherine Johnston's funeral, many expressed distrust of the police.
From the very beginning, I knew Ms. Johnston wasn't a part of this, and I just feel real bad that we can't trust the police to do the right thing.
But also confusion.
If there is an informant that's coming out now, I hope that he's telling the truth. I really do.
Many in Johnston's neighborhood are angry, bewildered, and saddened by what's happened here. But some are united by the hope that with outside investigators, justice in this case will be done. Rusty Dornan, CNN, Atlanta.